Oh man, it's the grab bag!
The only RPG that was online, massively multiplayer online, that I ever truly loved was Ragnarok Online. A long time ago, probably early 2000s, one of my friends introduced me to Ragnarok Online. And we were playing on a free server called Rebirth Row, which, Rebirth Ragnarok Online. And they had a couple customized settings. One, 3 times experience, 3 times job points, and 3 times drop rate, which sounds like, oh, that might be a lot. But in the scheme of things, once you start actually gaining some serious levels, it only really assists because the amount of time to go from level 50 to 51 is quite long. And then once you start getting into the hundreds, it's absolutely insane. The other thing is that the server would allow users to use some of the moderator commands, like at go, and then you type in the name of a city, and your character will teleport to whatever that city is. And of course, at storage, where you can access your storage anywhere on the map, you don't have to go see a storage vendor. Um, I played that game a lot, and I played with multiple different characters and played all these different classes. But the character, the class I enjoyed the most was one of the much later on added, basically DLC characters, the gunslinger. And there was just something about dual wielding pistols being able to fire insane speeds because um, you're using high dex and agility to basically just crush your enemies. Being able to scroll out to the maximum field of view and being able to hit enemies at every single spot. Um, it was a lot of fun, especially you warp around. And I joined an all gunslinger guild. When I say that, it was like 99% gunslingers. They had a couple of their friends added. I remember there was a wizard and there was a merchant, and the merchant followed me around because I was going on a quest, and not just any quest. I was trying to collect a specific set of cards, and this set of cards had a low drop rate, but the perk of it was insane. You collect all the cards for the different slots for this set, and enemies will randomly drop Christmas presents. You then open Christmas presents, and you can get a random item. These random items also included ancient card books, which then you could open to get any random card, including some of the most difficult and rare cards you could possibly get. Um, and I was going around basically in this one area by a beach because I had to fight penguins. I needed the penguin card, which was, I think, the second to last card that I needed for the Christmas presents. And the merchant just followed me around because I wasn't picking up everything that the enemies were dropping. Plus, he was also sitting there sponging off the experience points. So it took me even longer to gain levels because he was getting half of them. And, it was like, whatever, I guess it's fine. Jump cut. I'm still not 100% getting over whatever the heck this cold was. So Ragnarok Online is the only MMORPG that I really sink an insane amount of time into. And I played some Final Fantasy XI and World of Warcraft, but for the most part, most RPGs kind of bore me. I'm just like, eh, you know, and it's fine. I mean, some people really get into it. I know quite a few people who are really into World of Warcraft, but to me, it just didn't have the same qualities I'm looking for. Maybe that's the whole thing with like Elder Scrolls Oblivion. I can look back at some of these more simplistic things, but they get certain things down right. Like the job system and customization in Ragnarok Online was absolutely insane. And when I did play World of Warcraft, one of the problems was one of my friends was like end game level, and he helped power level me up. So my druid character, because I decided to play as a night elf druid, he power leveled me up so I could go on raids with him, and it just kind of ruined the experience for me. And I never really went back to World of Warcraft. It just wasn't the thing for me. But I just think of all the different little things that Ragnarok Online did and how much I enjoyed it. And one of the fun things about the collecting of these cards, so in the beach area, I just was killing everything to gain the experience points while I was fighting, and some of the enemies were dropping high powered heals like white potions and Yggdrasil leaves, or Yggdrasil seeds. I can't remember what one it was called, but they were revive items. And when you're in a team full of gunslingers and you don't actually have a dedicated mage, um, I became the team medic because I could run around and revive everyone just because I had so many of these healing items because I was trying to get the card. Um, and that was, good times. Good times. I wish that there were other MMORPGs that were like that, or if Ragnarok 2 actually was, popular enough. I've played some of these different spin off games that have come from the Ragnarok franchise, but not a single one of them just holds a candle to what they used to do. And that's kind of, one of those things that's sad that as time progresses, some of these companies get worse and worse instead of better. And I miss the old days when you could plop in your game, it was complete right off the bat. Those were the days.